All right, yeah, I forgot to do the audio. Sorry. This is a last-minute sort of thing, and as a result of that, we are actually, this is such an autistic deep dive into such depravity that the only way we could possibly do this is through the power of StreamYard, one of the dark arts of the internet.
Who's the big boy with the race car chair? Sleeping on the sofa and losing his hair, he destroys the cougars with his devastating wit. But the only hole he's getting is the Starlight Pit. By his own admission, he's a gay vampire. He crushes up the bones and snorts them to get higher. His eyes are crossed, like, what? Yeah, he's short and squat and he spurts out a lot. Hollywood Mersh.
So here's the thing. Yes, the audio is still going to be bad. The presentation is still going to be bad, but the content is still going to be better than anything you find anywhere else on the internet. I promise you that. Pod Awful coming back very soon, full force. I promise. There's a lot of stuff, okay? I went to the doctor. It turns out I've got a rare form of acromegaly. All right, that's what's going on. You want to know what's wrong with me? There you go. It's very disgusting. But I can tell you what, you're not going to find content this good over at Nightwave Radio, despite the fact that this is all about Mersh and his top guy being revealed to be a confirmed paranormal man. Yes, that's right. Really, truly, he's a pedophile. And by the way, he's one we've met before. All right. I hope you can hear this well enough. I don't really know what else to do for you here. Let's go ahead and bring in some of our other fellers here. We've got Hard Ray. Hard Ray is in the building.
Yeah.
We've got, for some reason, his name is Tom. It's Trevor.
Hi.
Hi, Trevor. And we've got Urquit. Hello.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Hello.
of course. Now, listen, a lot of people have been involved in this investigation, and I think it's fair to call this an investigation. There's been a lot of confusion online for, has it been a year? Okay, this is what we're talking about. You know how you think Mersh is on Twitter because there is an account on Twitter called Nightwave Fan? Everybody knows this account that follows the Mersh lore, right? Like, we're all very familiar with Nightwave Fan. And of course, everyone just immediately assumed that was Mersh. And to the point where I saw it, I thought it was Mersh at first. When I got banned on Twitter, I, of course, made the Pod Awful fan account as a joke, as a parody of it, making fun of him. We all know that Mersh in the past had that account where he was pretending to be his own producer, some Jew. What was that account called? I don't remember now. Anybody remember?
18K Goldman.
Yeah,
18K Goldman, exactly. So he had 18K Goldman where he pretended to be his own producer. And so we all thought this is just Mersh doing what Mersh do, right? This is just him trying to get around the rules of Twitter and not being cool about it. The cool way, by the way. You want to be cool on the internet. It's all about being cool. The cool way is you just come back to Twitter and you don't hide it's you at all. You just make it very clear it's you. You just keep getting banned over and over again. And each time you successively get banned, you make your name a worse and worse thing for them to have to deal with. Again, Twitter has zero rules when it comes to the content of your name. And by the way, follow me on Twitter at Internet Nigger. This is Elon Musk's Twitter. Follow me at Internet Nigger. Why not? So he had this 18K Goldman account. That goes away. That goes bye-bye forever. And then this Nightwave fan account appears. Everyone thinks this is Mersh. I thought it was Mersh at first. And then I noticed that when I interacted with it, I did not get from it the kind of responses Mersh would be known to give. You know when you're dealing with Mersh online because it's this pissy, passive-aggressive girl version of insults being hurled at you. It's like it would be his insults, his responses, his replies online would be so killer if it was the year 2006. He would be absolutely nailing it on the internet. And because I didn't get that type of response, in fact, I got no response from him when I first got back on Twitter and this account existed. I went, this ain't Mersh. He had put up a poll, this Nightwave fan account put up a poll saying who would win in a fight, Mersh or Pod Awful or something like that. And of course, and Pod Awful beat, I mean, the people following the Nightwave fan account are all legitimate Nightwave fans. Mersh's top guys, the names you see every day on ROTC in the chat room, the names you see every night on Nightwave, every single one of these people, it's somebody who absolutely knows everything about Mersh, and they believed him. They thought it was real. They thought this was Mersh.
The real Jesse Lee Peterson is following it.
That's fucking true. I didn't even know that. Is that true?
I have his followers on screen here.
That's better than when we got Glenn Beck to retweet the fake Alex Stein. All right, sorry. So this has been explosive intros. I needed to take a drink there for a second. All right, so Jesse Lee Peterson. Now, Jesse Lee Peterson, actually, from things I've heard about him, he might have followed after this news came out about who this guy is. I do want to point out, Royce and Mersh just went on Jesse Lee Peterson. These guys are so odd. Like, ROTC is so fucking funny, not on purpose, obviously, because they always get to the party way too late. It's nobody cares once they're there. Like, they're now friends with Alex Jones. Alex Jones is in the most serious debt any human being has ever been in, ever, who isn't, named the United States of America. And then like Jesse Lee Peterson, they get on Jesse Lee Peterson's show, and this is a year after it's exposed that Jesse Lee Peterson is a gay pedophile. He's a homosexual pedophile. I mean, great work, guys. I guess that makes sense for your brand. Keep it up. Are you guys going to hold a gay Satanist wedding for him? Amazing. Maybe you can help him treat some lesbians. But this is not, we're not talking lesbians here today. We're not talking, this is way worse than lesbians. We're talking full on paranormal guy stuff. Should I show the stream here, Hard Ray?
Yeah, I mean, right now I've just got Nightwave Radio fan accounts, followers.
God, yeah, Jesse Lee Peterson. Wow.
T-Clips was in here.
Yeah, I mean, so now at this point, some of these people might have unfollowed. I think I just saw Andy's random edits scroll by there. At this point, some of these people might have figured it out. At this point, Mersh has maybe even said something about this, like, this ain't me, don't. But again, for a year, is that the real? No, that's the fake.
No, that's one of the fake ones.
I thought that was the real Alex Stein. Forever now, his top guys all thought it was him. And by the way, he let him. He let everybody believe this. I think he liked it. I think he liked having someone on there because this dude was just sharing his show for him. He wasn't doing anything too out of the ordinary. Well, at least not on Twitter. Now, after a while, I started getting a feeling from this dude that something was a little off. That there's more to this story than what meets the eye. It had this familiar ring to it. Anytime I was forced to interact with him or I just happened to see his tweets. And yeah, I'm seeing a lot of names there that I have seen in Mersh's chat before. There's a lot going on. Now, I can't remember. So this is something we've been sitting on. This information we have been sitting on for, what is it, about a month now, maybe? guys?
Yeah, just about.
Yeah, about.
Okay, about a month. I can't remember what made me realize. I remember I was posting in Discord about it saying,
It's the Goat Hooter account.
What's that?
The Goat Hooter account.
Yeah, the Goat. There was like the fake Mersh account was interacting with this other account that I had seen before. Where is that really him? Oh
Yes.
my god! So that's the real Alex Stein 99 there, and he's following, and I can't put this any other way. He is following a pedophile account. Okay, you can legally say Alex Stein follows pedophiles, and I want to be clear: I never followed this account. All right. I knew, I can smell it coming. I realize when something's no good. See, that's not me. Now, we're going to talk about that in a bit. That Pod Awful fan account, that's not me. We'll come back to that in just a bit here. So this fake Nightwave thing, it's existed forever. About a month ago, something happens where I see it interacting with somebody or something. I can't even remember myself now completely. I'd have to scroll back through Discord quite a bit now to try to find it. Actually, let me do that. Hang on a second. I'm just going to find exactly what it was that brought it to my attention. Because I went to Discord and I said, is this what I think it is?
I have the link to it.
Do you? Where do I see that?
I'll put it in the chat here.
Okay. Private chat. All righty. There we go. So I just went to Discord and I said, is this what I think it is? Okay, this is what I said. This might be big or this might be nothing. I just clicked through to an account the fake Nightwave Twitter retweeted. Now, this guy, why would a fake Nightwave account retweet something like this? It's very odd. I said, I'm now in a rabbit hole. Tell me this isn't Robert Robinson. Tell me Robert fucking Tiny Pedo Robinson isn't the fake Nightwave account. All right, now I see you've got it up there on screen. Let's take a look at this. Can you blow up that image there for me?
Kablam.
So he's got teeth and he's got a tan and he's got slightly different glasses and you can't see if he's bald or not. But to me, I recognize immediately this is Robert fucking Robinson. This is the pedophile that Pod Awful put behind bars. All right. Shouldn't he still be in prison? They're saying in the chat room. Get off the internet, Robert. You are in big trouble. Oh, just wait until you hear what's going on here. So now Robert let me be clear about something before everyone's like, has some sort of opinion on this that's unfounded. Robert made this account not with the permission of Mersh or anything like that. Instead, what he did was he made the account, he used it. Everyone openly assumed it was Mersh. There's no way Mersh didn't know about the account. The account interacted with ROTC on Twitter. The account interacted with Royce on Twitter. It is impossible that he didn't know about it. So instead, what Robert got out of this was the implicit okay, the withered finger, poop thumb okay from Mersh to keep this charade going. Now, did Mersh know it was Robert Robinson? Probably not. Did he know who Robert Robinson was? He probably should. He likes to say he doesn't know Pod Awful lore, but the second he needs to know it, he can suddenly pull it out. Skyler! So, Mersh loves to bring up the Skyler thing when he tries to make fun of me. Well, guess who helped take down Robert Robinson? Skyler. This guy right here, Pod Awful, put in prison for being a pedophile. He went to prison in Maine. There you go. There's his sex offender registry. Robert Leslie Robinson, by the way. Did you know his middle name was Leslie? That's crazy. He always told us his middle name was Lead. I tried to hide that. And here's an interesting thing. We've got right there, it says 5'6" tall. Now, that is actually the height of Mersh. Robert is trying to become Mersh. We happen to know that on previous sex offender registry entries, it previously said, I believe at the shortest, it said he was 5 feet tall. 5'01" for sure. We have a mugshot of him. I don't remember when it was from, but he's in front of one of those height charts. You know, like from the there it is right there. And ladies and gentlemen, I believe if my math is not incorrect, that puts him at 4'10". I've said this about Robert before, and I can't believe I'm saying this again. It's never been done in the history of podcasting. We have a goon who is shrinking. He's actually getting shorter. And yes, it says 5'0" there. But again, what is 59 inches in feet? Somebody do that math for me real quick. 58, 59 inches, whatever that is right there.
He's a midget.
So 60 is 5 feet. So
right.
That's 1 inch. That's 2 inches below.
So
5.
I nailed it.
4'10".
4'10". Robert is even smaller than we used to make fun of him for. Now, the reason suddenly it says 5'6" and all this stuff on his thing is he has been able to, for the past few months at least, maybe even year, he has been able to self-report his information. He has to check in with the registry. I don't know if it's every month or every 2 months.
24 hours. Yes.
Well, yeah, maybe like that. But I just mean like for this info, he has to routinely take new photos and submit his info. And every time he's resubmitted, he's self-reported his info, he's increased his height by 1 inch. I swear, I've been watching it. It's been going up 1 inch every single time. Somebody, Lenny, tell me what's going on with what was he convicted for?
Well, here it is possessing sexual explicit material of a minor under 12. He's got a few of those. Gross sexual assault back in 2006.
Right. Yeah. So he raped a child under 13. 14. At some point, he raped a child under 14. And that was before we found him, before he tried. See, Robert, what he does is he tries to worm himself into podcast, online communities, that sort of thing. He attempted to do that with us, and it was the biggest mistake he ever made in his life. They literally made a new law, the Robert Robinson Law in Maine, based around the shit that we reported him on back a few years ago. And he ended up in prison again because they found he had child pornography on his computer. He kept saying, oh, no, I don't do that. If you don't know about Robert, it's like he's way grosser than you could ever possibly understand. Is this a video about him?
Yes.
Let's watch that.
We can't hear it.
We can't hear it. Is there any way to play it?
Yeah. I don't think I can share audio through this, unfortunately.
All right. No problem. That doesn't matter. Just play it anyway. Just let us see it as it goes. Look at that. There he is. Okay. Augusta police arrest convicted sex offender. So we did a whole episode about this. You can see this over at podawful.com. I think there's a whole Robert Robinson playlist now that I put together. This was like one of our top goons for a time. And literally, like legitimately, we put him in prison. And he hates that. He hates it. Now, you know how it works with pedos. They get out like in a year, 2 years. Robert was in prison for 2 years for this. He was in prison, I think, even less time for literally raping a child. So, we couldn't hope for much when it came to just the child pornography charges. But the reason they made a new law about Robert is because he was a sex offender. His thing, what you may not realize is his fetish isn't just children. His fetish is also long hair, which of course puts me in quite a predicament, quite a pickle. One of you is like slurping into your microphone or something. Could you eat ramen at some point later? So he's got a thing for Asian girls. He's got a thing for long hair. He masturbates with the long hair of mannequins he keeps on him. He pretends he has these Asian girlfriends. You see, like all the old episodes we did about him, you'll see all this happening back then too. And he's doing it again now that he's out of prison. And the thing that they got him for, the thing they made the new law for is he would go into Walmart or grocery stores or wherever around his town in Augusta, and he would take creep shots of young girls with long hair. And I mean young girls, 11-year-old girls. And one 11-year-old girl in particular, her daddy didn't take too kindly to finding this shit out. This dude is like a brolic weightlifter, Chad beast of a man. He's one of those guys that works out so much that he's always red. You know what I mean? Like skin is physically ruddier for some reason. And so, check it out. Scroll up there for a second. Yeah, show the banner there. Every face in that banner except the guy in the middle who is from like IP2 or something, I guess.
Captain
Every face,
Content.
Robert Robinson is putting his face on all these guys. Nobody has noticed this the entire time. It took Pot Awful to come around to notice this. For 2 years now, I think it is, maybe a little over, he's been out of prison. He's still been doing this. Now, it turns out Robert's not allowed on the internet. So they made a new law where if you're a sex offender, you can't take photos in public of underage girls. You know, it's technically your constitutional right to be able to take photographs in public. Not in Maine and not for pedos. And I don't hear anybody crying over this, strangely enough. It's one of those few times where like somebody's constitutional rights get trampled on and everyone's like, yay, good. So, yeah, he's not allowed to be on the internet now either, now that he's out. He's got a probation officer. We didn't know all this stuff. We go, okay, so I get that, I figure out that it's him, and I'm posting on Discord, hey, is this him? And I show a tweet he made under this other account called @GoatHooter. And he says, I'd buy that ponytail for $1. And he's once again taken a creep shot of a young woman with long hair in some sort of store that he's in. He's got 4 creep shots of her. Then there's a video he posts. He says, I love the public bus. And he is stroking the hair of someone sitting in front of him. Now, I'm pretty sure he pulled this video off of something else online. That one's not actually him, but I think the one before is actually him. And then you see Jared responds, Asians. And I post this tweet where he says, my girlfriend is real, which if you have to say that, no, she fucking isn't. My girlfriend is real and she's available to me for many sexual activities. We engage in sexual activities whenever we want. Now, again, I want to be clear about something else here. At a certain point, Robert had to say, like, Mersh came to him and was like, okay, knock it off. Stop pretending to be me. So that did happen. Yeah, here we go. This is not an official Twitter of any of the shows connected to ROTC Media. In fact, both hosts of the shows actually yelled at me on the air for sharing their content. So this is unsanctioned and unwanted, but they're not going to stop me from sharing the show. Sue me. The problem is that was posted on October 2nd, a day before my birthday. It happens to have been posted, and along with several other things that make it very clear that this account, this Nightwave Radio account, is Robert. All of these things were posted that make it so obvious the day before my birthday. Now, you might think that's insignificant, but again, Robert is truly obsessed with me. You know when Mersh says, like, oh, Pot Awful's obsessed, and we laugh it off, like, no, we make fun of you, right? Robert is truly obsessed. I don't use that word lightly whatsoever. He did actually come to my home one time. He tried to trick me into thinking that he was leaving a bomb on my front porch and all this crazy shit. He went to extreme lengths to convince me that he was like coming to get me. It's very hard to go over exactly how devious his plans were, especially for a guy who was literally retarded and autistic. So it is significant that all of this stuff starts becoming obvious the day before my birthday. Autistic guys love dates. They love them and they think about them. And every time Robert has done anything, he always tries to find some sort of significance like that in when he does it, how he does it, and particularly around the dates. It became very obvious at a certain point. He was very recently rejected by Mersh or his community and was looking for this attention again. So again, I say, did Mersh finally denounce this? Yeah, but he did it like a year later. And I want to remind you, this ain't the first pedo we found amongst Mersh's ranks that went unchecked until Pod Awful got involved. Need I remind anyone here of the last one, which his name was?
Fisher.
Fisher the Brony. We did a whole episode on this. Mersh knew that there was a literal Brony pedophile in his Discord who was grooming the children of his own fans and let it go and let it happen. He was fine with it. He didn't care. They complained to him and he still did nothing about it. You can go see that whole episode. It's the Legend of Brony or something like that. The Legend of the Map. I don't know. Mersh's Map, the Legend of the Brony or something like that. So Mersh will turn a blind, crossed eye to these sorts of things a little too easily. Now, I'm not by any stretch of the imagination accusing Mersh of being a pedophile. I'm not even accusing.
I am.
Okay, well, fine. I'm not even accusing him of being like a pedo protector. I am accusing him of not being the guy he likes to act like he is when convenient. Like, I happen to know that Mersh buddied up to one of these YouTube pedo guys, like these pedo catchers. I think he works, this dude, I don't remember the guy's name, but he works out of, what is it called? Florida? Somewhere in Florida. So it's a guy who happens to be like nearby Mersh, and Mersh buddies up to him because the guy's got a bunch of viewers, and Mersh goes on a pedo catch with him, which I've never seen the results of that. I don't know. Has that ever been posted anywhere? I'm shocked that I've never seen this. I would kill to see this. But, you know, Mersh will be a pedo guy, you know, pedo catcher guy when convenient. And when it completely inconveniences him, he'll turn a blind eye to it. He doesn't care at all. He doesn't care about kids. This guy who's claiming like, oh, he's anti-abortion and stuff. We know he used to be pro-abortion. This whole thing's a grift for him. He's a grifter of the highest caliber. So, what are they saying in the chat here? I love lamp. Okay.
I have something interesting that Mersh has said.
Okay, go ahead. Is there a way for us to hear it?
Is it not playing through?
I don't hear anything. No.
Select your mic to be the voice mod one.
Yeah, let me do that.
Yeah.
They caught the pedo, but Mersh took him home in the chat. Was Mersh
If you're not doing one of those two things, you're a loser. Okay?
Play that one more time. Play it. I spoke over it.
It's a place for people to play video games, trade child porn. And if you're not doing one of those two things, you're a loser. Okay?
And remind me, what is he talking about there?
Discord, I think?
Yeah, Discord. Now, again, we know what Mersh's history with his own Discord is. He lets pedos run free there. And speaking of pedos and Discord, of course, that is the, you know, big, I mean, it's both a joke and not a joke. It is sort of the reality of it. Pedos love using Discord. Tons of people use Discord, obviously. But it's such an easy place for pedos to get away with this shit. Well, guess who's all over Discord? Who's got tons of his own Discords. He's in major communities on Discord. He's got tons of accounts on Discord. Well, it's Robert Robinson. And we managed to find them all. I went outside. It was horrible. So here's another face, like, what is that app called?
Face app?
Face app.
Yeah, face app.
Yeah. Face? What is that app? Face
What is
app?
that face app called again? So he keeps face apping himself so that he'll have teeth. And these are actually fake glasses even. Those are not his glasses. Oh boy, it's party time, girl. So disgusting. When you know the context, that is so disgusting. Not a single one of those mannequin heads walked away dry. That is so fucking filthy. Okay, so I mean, listen, I'm all over the map here with it, and I do mean map. So where, like, what do I need to focus on here? What have we missed? Because we uncovered so much shit. Oh, actually, Lenny, can you show? This is one that Trevor posted. It's in the Discord in Goon Lagoon. It says still taking photos of girls in stores. Can you show that one real quick?
Working on it.
All right, because this is, I don't know if this one's still up, but Trevor basically got Robert dead to rights, violating the law created for him. Okay. So he says that's a high quality Mormon ponytail right there. The type of thing that you just slam home on the cock until you fire cummies all over the top of the head like a baptism of semen. #amen. And I understand that if you look at that photo right away, you might think that's an adult woman. It ain't. That's a kid. And that's her mom standing there talking to her. That's a kid.
Mhm.
I know it's a kid. I can tell it's a kid. That's like an 11-year-old girl. It's a little hard to tell because the perspective is a little off because he is taking a creep shot. He's literally shooting from the hip with this one. And so it's making her look taller. That girl is shorter than the woman standing in front of her. That's an underage kid. This is exactly what they made the law against. He's still at it, which means he's still got child porn on his computer. Again, he's not supposed to be online at all. There's no way he's not still doing all of this shit. It's absolutely horrifying. Jesus Christ. Look at that. What the #Spenguli. Just scroll down to that real quick. It's like when you know who Robert is, it's so clear. It's so obvious. The fact that this got by us for so long just shows you how not obsessed with Mersh I am. It did not take any digging at all to figure out who this was. Like it was so easy. We had it so fast. That's Robert's face on some other guy's head. And then he took some Asian girl's face, or maybe her whole head.
Looks like Skylar, but Asian.
This is the other thing. This is one of the creepiest parts of all of this is ever since we first interacted with Robert, I was dating Skylar at the time. And every fake girlfriend he's made up for himself bizarrely looks like a mix between an Asian girl, Skylar, and Angie from the cult. Because Angie would also fuck with him. So, and he does that shit on purpose. It is on purpose. It's always on purpose. He is bizarrely calculating. I'm telling you. And of course, we found a bunch of more pornographic stuff that he's played stuff. Can we play, Lenny, do you have a way to play audio through it? Did you figure that out or no?
No, the screen share does not play audio, but I could play audio through voice mod if it's just an audio file.
Well, Trevor, you just did it, right? You were able to. Okay, could you play for me the video that I posted in Discord? It's where I said he is using Face app to add teeth and facial hair. And then I posted the Cringe Vids YouTube channel. And then I posted the Cringe Vid that says, was illegally evicted, homeless now. If you could just put that through, then I'll put it on screen. Look at it.
See, I don't know how to play audio. I have to download one of the videos. Is that the illegally evicted homeless now one that you want to play? Yeah. Keep talking. I'll get it set up. Okay. So we've got a lot. All right. So this is the thing is he embedded himself in the IP2 community. This Captain Content guy. There's a lot of people that now know Robert as this Cringe Vids thing. So he's in ROTC, he's in IP2, he's in several other things. He's now, one of his things, he's a big fan of Svengoolie, which is odd. And we discovered that through all of his shenanigans, he has rubbed up against this girl named, what is her fucking name?
Royal Online.
Royal on Air. Royal on Air. Okay. And Royal on Air, I don't know what she does. She covers something. I mean, these are all like, bottom of the barrel YouTube. Like, we're scraping fucking rock bottom here. And that's coming from me. And these are the people who unironically use StreamYard, if that helps you at all.
Yeah.
So, and apparently she's friends with, look at this. She's friends with Adonis Paul. Go back to where you just were. Look at that. Adonis Paul. So Mersh effector Adonis Paul. Royal on Air and Robert Robinson have been fighting, and she's been trying to expose him. The thing is, she doesn't know he's Robert Robinson. She didn't know that. She didn't know he was a convicted pedophile. She just hates him for whatever little tiff they have between each other, right? Well, we contacted Royal on Air, and we told her exactly everything that she would want to know about Robert Robinson. And then I start getting some odd messages from her a little bit later. So I tell her all about him. She says, thanks for that. I'm blown away, dude. Someone else sent me some vids from another podcast that exposed him as well. She's actually talking about Pod Awful. She doesn't realize she's talking to me right there. She said, thank you. You're doing God's work. And then she's giving me some compliments. Let me just scroll by that. She says, okay, this is a crazy message she sent me. Out of nowhere, I get this from her. Days later, a week later. She says, you can withdraw your henchman at any time now. Now, I love the fact that she said henchman.
Yes.
And then she sends me a screenshot from her YouTube channel where she's got a comment. It's her saying, oh, God, is he already after her? And then someone says, no, but you never know with him. And then this dude, I won't say his name, but this guy says, are you the molester I've been hearing about to her? Like accusing her of being a molester, which I don't know why he said that. She says, no, I'm not. WTF. As a matter of fact, I exposed Chomos. He says, that's not what your Kiwi Farms thread says. So it turns out this Royal on Air girl married a pedophile. So I'm giving her all this info like, oh, you're going to know this. Oh, this is going to be sweet. I'm sure you're normal and hate pedophiles. Nah, she's literally married to one. So she says to me, this is libelous behavior and heinous. Now, this dude, his name is in no way attached to me. I don't know this guy. I said, I don't know what you're talking about. She says, of course you don't, Jesse. This is an account I've seen in your comment section. I have eyes like a hawk. And she sends me another screenshot of him just needling her. It's just fucking internet bullying. Who cares? So I said, okay, and? She says, okay, and? LOL, nothing. Shake my head. I said, I'm not in charge of other people. Sorry, this complete stranger to me is saying things you don't like. She says, things I don't like, more like libelous things that are punishable by law. I said, okay, punish him then. And I have not heard back from her. So I don't know what I hate this when they come to me with like, somebody's being mean to me and I think they're part of you. I don't know what any of that means. Oh,
He's got the bounty hunter ready.
Yeah. What is this on screen here?
Oh, these are just the DMs from me telling her about Robert. That guy that she's been fighting with is Robert.
Right. Okay. So this is the crazy thing, is right before we began streaming tonight. And again, this dude who left these comments to her, I don't really know him at all. I've talked to him maybe twice ever before, or once ever before this. And he sent me like a message showing me a channel that's devoted to defending Mersh and, showing me the Mersh effect thing. This is crazy. Right before we began, he sends me a message. He says, important notice, ROTC have been recruiting new drama channels to share content. One of them is Royal on Air, a fat woman who has a 300-page Kiwi Farms thread who lost her kids for marrying a pedophile. So right as ROTC, right as Mersh ushers out one pedophile from his community, he starts bringing another in to the Mersh effect. So I want you to keep this in mind. It does not matter what he says, what he does, who he admonishes, who he disavows. he's always got at least one pedo ready to go in the wings to be part of his community. All right, Trevor, did you figure it out?
Yeah.
Can you present?
Yeah.
All right, so
Oh,
update to
I have the audio. I
my
don't have the
eviction arc,
video.
as
Do I need
we're
the video?
calling it. Yeah, so I got evicted. I know that it was illegal. I didn't fight it because I didn't want to fight it. Why stay someplace where somebody doesn't want you? So that's pretty much it. Like, I was a bad tenant. It was hard for me to admit before I got evicted that I was a bad tenant, but I was a bad tenant. And I didn't want to evict. I didn't want to admit that because who would? But yeah, I mean, I was a bad tenant, and so I got evicted. Illegal. It was illegal, but it still counts. And I'm sure I'll find a place eventually. I mean, it's summertime. The weather isn't that bad. Where am I? Doesn't matter. Go fuck yourself. I'm certainly not going to tell people where I am anymore. So I hope you enjoy watching feet and dirt, because that's all you're going to get. I can't really afford to be burning through my battery anymore like this.
Look how close he is to the ground.
So, yeah, I got evicted, and it was because of doxing and because I was a bad tenant. But you know, I'm free in a way that I've never been before. I actually really love it. Sarcasm. But Jody, you're an idiot. Half of what you said was just you trying to string together some loose
Royal on air?
narrative. Calling me like
I don't know.
like a crime apologist. I'm not gonna say what the word is, but no, it's just people. Everything people do, they have reasons for it in their mind to justify why they did it at the time. I don't think that anybody in the world is like inherently evil. I mean, why did your ex-boyfriend do what he did, which was gross and nasty?
Talk about
I'm
pedophilia.
sure he had a reason in his mind why he did it. And how does he feel about it now? How much responsibility does he take for his actions? How much does he regret it?
By the way, one
Does
day
he regret it?
Do
Do you regret what you pled guilty to? I mean, you pled guilty to it. And don't give me that, oh, for a reduced sentence thing. If you were not guilty, why didn't you take it to trial? Why didn't you say, fuck it, risk it, and take it to trial? Innocent people don't plead guilty, Jody. Trust me. I know. Alrighty. So, that's it. And to quote Ryan Seacrest, not you, you fucking bitch. Cringe vids. Out.
So any possibility this isn't Robert is immediately gone. I can't tell you how many times. I mean, one, we know that voice.
Yeah.
You know, it's unmistakable. I can't tell you how many times we've seen videos just like that one. It is absolutely him. We've got him dead to fucking rights. We've got him dead to rights, committing the same crimes he's committed before. Lenny, can you do me a favor? Can you go and find the photos? Because we've been doing a lot of showing Robert the way he wants to be seen on this stream. We've been doing a lot of his face app pictures. Could you just go to Goon Lagoon and find the I typed apt shirt, and then just above that is him in the bathtub. Could you find that one?
Yeah.
Screen? Thanks. Because I want you guys to see, though, there's a lot of people here who don't know the Robert stuff. And again, I implore you, check out the Robert lore. Go to the other one. Go to the one right above that. The one of him in the bathtub. Okay, this is Robert as we know him. He's toothless. He's balding. He's disgusting. He lives in filth and squalor. And yes, him eating cheese pizza is a signal. He's not just doing, it's not like a joke or whatever. this is his way of letting other pedos know that he's part of this. So I know it's ironic I'm telling you to go check out Robert's stuff in the pizza fund, but Robert loves the attention on him. Robert wants you to know what he's up to. And that's why for the past month, we have been keeping this quiet. I didn't do anything. I didn't go on Twitter and say anything. Lenny had a big blowout with him very recently on Twitter. And I'll be honest, Lenny, I saw that and I was like, I wasn't going to do this because Robert is dying for the attention. It's why he waited till the day before my birthday to start exposing himself. He wants me to cover him. He wants exactly what we're doing right now to happen. And I don't like to give him that. I don't like to give him the literal gross sexual satisfaction he gets from it. It's just like how Mersh sexually gets off when we make fun of him. He's squirshing in his pants. I waited till now to do it for a reason. We'll come to that reason in a second. Let me see here. Trevor, I know you got to go here. Could you play for us real quick the phone call that you made?
Yeah.
Which one?
Yeah, I made a couple phone calls. I called the motel that he was staying at. And the lady told me that he left that day.
Play for us the one to Robert's probation officer, please.
Sure.
Probation Parole Officer Dyer speaking. May I help you?
Hey, Kurt. You had called me earlier this morning, and I missed your call, unfortunately. I was just returning your call about Robert Robinson.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
so I got an email indicating that you or somebody in your office had called with information regarding pictures he was posting.
Yes, I don't actually work for the office. I had called the parole office in the county where he currently resides based on like the sex offender registry.
Right.
So this is going to sound kind of weird, I know, but he's been kind of inserting himself into internet communities for a long time. And recently we found out that he was on Twitter, and we looked at the things he was posting on Twitter. We really found this out because there's a video on his Twitter where you can hear his voice, and we know what he sounds like. But also on his Twitter, there's a video of him stroking a girl's hair on a public bus, and another photo of him in a store taking a photo of a girl with long hair. He's like really into the long hair thing. And I thought that was kind of bizarre because he was initially arrested from that sort of thing. I think a dad was upset of him taking photos of his child.
Right.
And then I don't know if there was child sexual material found on his computers or whatever, but I thought that was kind of a weird thing to be posting on Twitter considering his past.
Do you happen to have his Twitter information?
Yeah, it is at, well, I'll spell it out. It's GOATHOOTER.
Go at Hooper.
Yeah, it's like Goat Hooter or something. I don't know how, like, what it's supposed to be said
Oh,
like.
Goat. Okay.
GOAT.
HO. Okay, Goat, and then it's Hooter, like a T is in Tom or P is in Paul?
T is in Tom. So like that restaurant, like Hooters. So it's just Goat Hooter. Yeah. And I can email this stuff to you. I've got like links to these things and screenshots.
Yes, that would be great.
Okay.
Let me give you my email address.
Sure.
It's my name, Kurt.
Okay. Yeah, I'll get that sent over to you with all these links that I've got.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'll also include
That's a public
video
email
that he posted of him speaking. I'm sure you know what he sounds like if you're his parole officer.
Yep.
But I just thought this was kind of a weird thing to be doing considering his past, and I just want to make sure he's on the up and up.
Right, and you're out of Vermont?
I don't live anywhere near where he lives. I'm just someone on the internet that knows who he is. I've interacted with him years and years ago before he went to prison. And to be fair, I don't like pedophiles, and and I just thought this was a bizarre thing to be posting.
No, I appreciate that. I'm just trying to figure out how you came across him.
So initially, years ago, he like kind of inserted himself into the community that I am in right now, and you know, we're talking to him because, you know, people join all the time and just have a chat. We're just, you know, people on the internet, voice chatting and all that, and we found out, because he told us his name, someone looked him up and found out that he had been imprisoned in 2006 for raping a child under 14. So we immediately kicked him out. But he would constantly come back in under new names and stuff and try to pretend that he wasn't Robert. And after, you know, he went to jail, I think most recently in like 2019, 2020, around that time, we hadn't seen him for a long time. But he started doing the exact same thing again. He tried to insert himself, and we found out who he was.
And when was the last time he's had any, that you've noticed any traffic from him?
The last time, I mean, he was, I think, posting
most
recent. I think it was just the other day on Twitter. He posted. Actually, I'm looking at his Twitter right now. He posted 3 minutes ago.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Is he allowed to be on the internet?
No. That's why I find it interesting.
Okay. I didn't know that was the case. I knew I knew after he got out of prison he probably wasn't allowed to be on the internet, but I didn't know he was still under that sort of restriction. Okay. Yeah, I will immediately email you the links that I have. I might download these just in case. I don't know if he's going to try to hide himself, but I will send you what I have.
Perfect. I appreciate that.
Alrighty. Thank you, Kurt.
Thank you very much. All right, bye-bye.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.
All right, Trevor, thank you very much. I know you got to go, so take off.
Bye-bye.
But, ladies and gentlemen, Trevor calls the guy, there you go, and says, this is how we find out. He's not allowed to be online. We didn't know until that happened. So now we're like, okay, well, are they going to do something about it? Is the probation officer going to do something? By the way, I see in the chat a few people referring to Robert by other names he's gone by. Somebody, when we showed the photos of him, somebody said, oh, that's Dr. Casio. Oh, yeah, I know that name too. Here's the thing, is Robert Robinson has probably been in one of the communities you've been in. He's probably been in one of the chats you've been in. He uses thousands of fake names. There are several big ones that many people know him by, like Dr. Casio, Dr. Robert Casio, Dr. Pizza, things like that. But I mean, Lenny, would it even be possible to get a database of all of the accounts he uses? Like, it's insane, right?
I mean, he was in here under Dr. Calzone in the Discord.
Yeah, so he started joining our
Karen,
Discord.
the manager.
Yeah, he started joining our Discord under these. You can always tell. That's the craziest part, is when you know to look for it. Like when it's in the back of your mind, you can always tell when it's a Robert account. Not just because it's posting, you know, Asian girls and hair and stuff like that. Like, it's just this certain feeling to it. So you guys have all, no matter who you are, no matter what you watch normally or whatever, you have probably, this is crazy. And Urquhart, tell me if I'm wrong here. You've probably interacted with this guy before in some capacity.
No, you're completely right. I was surprised at the amount of sock puppets he has and how he intertwines them. The amount of time he must spend just posting replies, like 3 different sock puppets having an account, a conversation on Instagram.
And they're all him.
Yeah, they're all him, and he's got some really weird old. I did capture some of his old Instagram accounts where he had like pictures of Angie and Skylar on his Instagram account.
Yeah, I mean,
And
his Instagram accounts just Instagram alone must number in the thousands.
yeah, and he had literally thousands of posts about hair on different Instagram accounts that are now gone, but little girls on there too. It's not just
Right.
adult women with hair,
And
you know.
however many he's got on Instagram, it's 3 times that number on YouTube. It gets
Yeah.
even crazier on YouTube. So I couldn't even begin to tell you what it's like for Discord. Discord, for us, it's new when it comes to dealing with Robert. We didn't have Discord back when we were originally dealing with him. So we've known about this Robert guy forever. We've been busting him forever. And, you know, we can only do but so much because the law only does but so much about these guys. It requires everyone. Like, in reality, every single content creator, YouTuber, gay term that you want to use for whatever this faggot shit is that happens online, every single one of these people should be on constant high alert, not just for pedos in general, which they should be, but for Robert Robinson specifically, because he cannot be stopped by the law. He is too much for the law to stop. What do we have here in front of us, Lenny?
Oh, these are just some emails to the parole officer.
So this is the information that was sent, and we're hoping the parole officer would do something about it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the reason that we're here telling you this today. Now, number one, you want to talk about interesting date coincidences? I'll get a lot autistic with dates as well. The day that we discovered that Robert Robinson was the fake Nightwave Radio fan account, the day we discovered that is also the same day that we found out that another pedo goon of Pot Awful fucking died. So let's do a round of applause for one of the win columns. Okay? You want a big win? Remember Nathan Larson? I made a whole puppet show about this guy.
Yep.
He kidnapped a girl and took her across the country. He ran for U.S. What was it? Senate, Congress? I think it was Congress. He ran for Congress on the platform of rape and pedophilia. I interviewed him on the show. That guy, it turns out, no one had known it for a month. He had been dead in police custody. We found out the day we found this Robert thing. So he's dead. That's a win. Put that one nice.
It's getting juicy in here.
It's getting juicy in here. Of course, we met MCL, one of our other goons, through this guy, Nathan Larson, as well. Some great Pot Awful episodes from that one. But there will never be another Nathan Larson episode on Pot Awful because he's fucking dead. I believe he's our first dead goon.
Beautiful.
Is he? Has anybody else died from Pot Awful land? Small Ryan doesn't count. He's a fan, not a
Gussy.
Okay, you can't do that to Mersh while we're exposing him as a pedo guy. Come on. You can't bring up Gussy during a time like that. Mersh, of course, had a friend who died by getting crushed by a woman named Gussy's car. Megan, we'll always remember her. Rest in peace. We love you, Megan. One day she was going to show Mersh her boobs, and then she was tragically taken. So he never got to squish his pants, he never got to triangulate with her, and it's very sad. All right, so that's a win, though. Nathan Larson, dead. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the reason we're doing this today is we have another win on our hands. Yes, take a look at this real quick. Here's Robert Robinson, literally so obsessed with Mersh that he is turning himself into Mersh. Somehow, he made Mersh fatter and balder. I'm not even sure how that's possible, but there he is. I'm happy to announce that as of today, literally just hours ago, I believe, we were privately told that Robert Robinson has been placed under arrest.
Beautiful.
Okay. So here you go. Here's his probation officer. Thank you for the information. Please feel free to continue sending me anything you find on him, any postings, pictures, or video that he may have posted in whatever platform the internet has to offer him. I can say that any further traffic from him should not be happening, as he is currently in custody as of half an hour ago. Any and all that you find will go to helping keep him off the street. Thank you again for your help. And again, if Robert Robinson were a free man right now, he'd be looking at all your comments and he would be absolutely crumbing his pants over this. He'd be scrumming all over the place. He would love your reactions. But we are safe and we are happy and we are pleased to know that Robert Robinson will never get the sexual satisfaction out of this episode that he so desires, because once it's no longer live, and again, Pod Awful is always live, but once this episode is no longer live, he can't quite coom to it the way he would if it were. So we absolutely waited till the last second here to tell you guys all about this. I've been dying to expose the fake Nightwave account on Twitter as being Robert Robinson, and here he is off in custody. Now, will anything come of it? Who knows? But if they go through his phones, and again, he's not supposed to be online at all, something has to happen. But if they go through his stuff and they find one little image, and remember, we've got that picture of what we believe to be an underage girl, and they've got the Robert Robinson law there in Maine. One little thing, one little slip up, one little Discord channel sharing one little girl. Robert Robinson may be behind bars yet again. And that's why it was so deliciously ironic when he posted this photo. Lenny, if you could bring up the photo I gave to you there in the private chat. This is the greatest photo of Robert Robinson ever, because this I
clicked that message.
Just go ahead. It's the one you brought up before already. I don't know how it didn't work. It's the one that's under the Robert in the bathtub picture. You brought it up earlier on the stream, too early, from Discord. It says it was
apt shirt.
Yeah, apt shirt. It's the most apt he's ever looked. Again, he wants you to see him one way. This is what he really looks like. Robert Robinson is 4'8". He's bald. He's toothless. And he's wearing a shirt that says, "Go to jail." Go to jail. Well, looks like your dreams sometimes do come true. And Mersh, you may want to pay better attention, because once I find a third pedo in your organization, in your this thing of ours, that becomes a pattern, my friend. Right now we're at a noticeable we're at a little bit of synchronicity, we're just getting kind of a chill vibe, something with a little tingle in the back of the neck. I hit 3 and we're officially at pattern, and it's going to look really, really bad for you then. Thanks to Trevor, who was here earlier. Urquit, thank you for joining me here.
Always, no problem.
Hard Ray, thank you for joining me here, Lenny.
Groovy.
And yeah, that's it. That's Pod Awful for this one. This was an official episode brought to you by our new partners at StreamYard. That's StreamYard. Are you retarded and or black? StreamYard. You can be live today. Oh, we live. Oh, we like going live. Oh, you like going live? StreamYard. That's StreamYard.com. Go to StreamYard.com/podawful and get your own free StreamYard trial. And by the way, included in that trial for 30 days only, you get your own personal Mersh style pedophile for your community. Only brought to you by StreamYard. Till next time, have an awful day. God, that's over. I had to fart so fucking bad. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Oh.